Welcome to the Scared So What podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Grant Van Ulbrich. This is the show where we break through the fear of change and ask the question, scared? So what? Each week we dive into personal change management, coaching, and leadership for the future, giving you real-world tools, insights, and stories to help you lead yourself and others through transformation. Whether you're navigating change in your life, your career, or your organization, this is your space to learn, to grow, and to take bold action. So, are you ready? Let's move from fear to forward. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Scared So What podcast show. Today, we're honored to have a special guest with us that is a two-time best-selling author, international TEDx speaker, podcast host, and the CEO of Best Branding Solutions. She specializes in helping entrepreneurs, speakers, and thought leaders build bold visibility by landing TEDx talks, securing TV features on major television networks, and launching profitable business podcasts that grow their brand and scale their businesses. Her amazing signature GRASP framework empowers leaders to show up with confidence, clarity, and purpose. Let's say hello to today's guest, Tara LaFon Gooch. Welcome to the show, Tara. How are you? It's so great to have you with us.
Oh my gosh, I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Now, you and I met quite a while ago. I think we met online through LinkedIn, but we actually got to meet face to face right here in London. Is that correct?
Yes, it was amazing.
Oh,
And you are even better in person. So, for anybody who's listening, do yourself a
bless you.
favor and connect with Grant in person. You
Oh,
are you are just a bright shining light and ball of energy.
oh, bless you. And you likewise, and that's the fun thing. That's, I think, what both of us truly appreciate is about LinkedIn. You can meet great people, but if you can actually meet face to face and support each
Yeah.
other through what they're doing, that takes it so much further, which I've just been so honored to follow along on your success. And it's just been brilliant to see what you're doing with your books, your TEDx talks, and you've got some amazing things that hopefully you'll share with us and our listeners today as well too. So why don't we just get into that? Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing?
So my name's Tara. I am a CEO of Best Branding Solutions. I lead a team of creatives that help our clients who are thought leaders take their brands to the next level. I'm really passionate about helping the good guys win, helping purpose-driven people succeed. Nothing gives me more purpose as an individual than helping amplify other people's purposes. And it's really a beautiful thing because purpose is one of those things we don't always know what it is, right?
Yeah,
Sometimes it
true.
escapes us. Sometimes we're in the wrong path and we're not sure where to go or what to do or what's next.
Yeah.
But when that person really aligns with that one thing that lights them up and creates positive ripple effects and change in this world, and then I get to just be a part of that. That's really what gets me out of bed every single day and makes me happy to be running a company, happy to go to work and serve others.
Wow. And you do that so well. And you make it sound so easy and so eloquent, but there's a lot of work behind championing others, isn't there?
Absolutely. A lot of work. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like it. I like to think of it, it's so easy. We want to champion people who are already champions, don't we? We want to champion people who already have influence and impact, don't we? We want to champion people who already have a tremendous amount of success. Follow their posts, like their posts, support them, but they don't need it,
That's so true, and I
right?
can, as you were saying that, I'm like, that actually is very true about who when we're sitting here day to day and we're following people on LinkedIn or messaging that we like or companies and all the posts, etc., and the stories. Are we really truly championing people who already are there and don't need our commentary, our add-in, our support? Or are we doing something more unique, which is what you do?
Yeah. And it's about finding those voices who have yet to get to that part, but have all of the potential to get to
Yeah.
that part. That's where I really enjoy seeing that transformation happen. It's about finding those people who have all that purpose and potential inside of them and just need a champion backing them. And this is the journey I realized as an entrepreneur myself. When you become an entrepreneur and step out, there's maybe, if you're lucky, a handful of people
Yeah.
who champion you. A
So true.
handful. And there's a handful that buy from you.
Hmm.
Even your friends, your family, right? And there's so many people that have limiting beliefs themselves that
Yeah.
try to pour their limiting beliefs on you. They're scared. They're safe. They want to stay safe. They want you to be safe. They don't, maybe like personal change. So
Yeah.
when you break into something that's a personal change, a big change, like starting a company, writing a book, launching a podcast, it seems scary.
Hmm.
So the amount of people that really support you is very small. And I want to be that person who champions others and supports others because I know they might not have ever had one person say, I believe in you. And if you can be that person
Yeah.
that says, looks someone in the eye and says, I believe in you. And not
Hmm.
only do I believe in you, this is going to be successful and I'm going to help you do it.
Yeah.
It's not empty words anymore. It's embodiment. It's really catalyzing that person to that next level. Because
Hmm.
sometimes all we need is somebody to just say, Grant, I believe in you.
Right. And the power of that. And you know what? It's free. It doesn't cost anything. But I was reflecting on
Mhm.
something you were saying as you were speaking so elegantly a while ago about championing others, etc. There's also a million other people out there who are just determined to live in their misery and watch you fail. And through their
Yes.
commentary, they'll help you get there if you listen to them. And that's
Yes.
that's the key word. And that's why we do need more people like you out there to champion and be that voice of championing. But you also hit on a very powerful word, which is change. And I want to ask you, what does change mean to you, and how has it impacted you in your life experiences?
Change happens, it's constant. And this is something that I learned, right? And a lot of people are afraid of change. They're
Yeah,
afraid of stepping out of their quote unquote comfort zone and trying something new because it's uncharted territory.
yeah,
But what I've realized about change is the weather changes, your tastes change, your relationship changes, your job changes, the cells in your body even change. So every single day, we're getting rid of old and we're bringing on new. If
yeah, that's so
change
true.
didn't happen, you wouldn't be alive.
This is true. I
It's
see
a
my hands today;
fundamental.
they're aging. My
Yes.
face is well too. So yeah.
You look fantastic, by
Can
the
you
way.
can you stop just a little bit? But oh, bless you. But you're so right, and so many times there is that constant fear of change, and it's crippling to some.
Yes.
If you succumb to it and you allow it to rear its ugly head and win, it can have very damaging effects, both personally and professionally as well too. Which even more to the point, you know, to celebrate what you're doing of lifting up and giving people voices. I mean, championing people so they can get TV spots, TED Talks, coaching them. This is phenomenal, Tara. This is not something you just see everybody doing. What led you into that change, that pathway?
It's so interesting. Speaking used to be my biggest fear, Grant. My
Really?
biggest, absolutely. There was a point in my life where I would rather die than speak. I would rather
Oh,
crawl into a hole. And there's a comedian, Jerry Seinfeld. A lot of people have
yeah,
heard of him.
yeah.
He's famous for this line that people would rather be in the casket than deliver the eulogy, right?
Oh
So,
God, that's
right?
powerful.
Think about
Oh,
that.
I have to
But
for a moment. Rather be in the
yes,
casket and deliver the. Well, okay, yeah. Public speaking, I can get that. I can see that. Yeah.
It's a huge fear of a lot of people. And for most of my life, I was terrified of it. I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to be heard. I wanted to stay in the background as much as possible. And it crippled any growth that I had. But there was a catalyst, there was a moment where I decided there must be a reason why I'm so afraid of it. And what if, just what if,
Yeah.
I tried it?
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? I won't die. I'm not going to actually be in the casket. That's just something I tell myself. So what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And you don't know until you do something. So
So true.
in 2021, I believe it was 2021, maybe it was 2022, I delivered my very first keynote speech of all time. This was literally, and again, my transformation happened in a very short amount of time, going from delivering my first speech to delivering an international TEDx talk in England. That's where we met
Oh
in
yeah,
person,
that's where
right?
we met. Yeah. And I would never
And
would have guessed because you were such a powerful speaker.
yes,
This is unearthing. So yeah, keep going. Sorry, I cut you off.
yes, absolutely. Before I delivered the speech, I was terrified. It was a room full of strangers. I didn't know anybody there. I was in the bathroom and I was crying my eyes out. I will be honest, I was terrified. And 5 minutes before I was supposed to go on, I come out of the bathroom, dry my tears, and I jumped. And I just did it.
Mm,
I went on stage and I realized at the moment I was on stage in an audience full of people that I didn't know. People were leaning in. I was looking at their body language. They were writing notes feverishly. They were
yeah.
making eye contact with me. And then they asked me a ton of questions at the end.
Yeah.
And I realized this thing that I was so afraid of is actually a power, it's a
Mm.
source of energy.
Tell
And
me more.
now what
How?
can I do? Yeah, now what
Yeah.
can I do with this?
Yeah.
Maybe I should lean into this more. That led to me writing my first book. That led to me starting my podcast. That led to the TEDx talk. And here
Mhm.
we are today, all because I accepted that I wasn't going to stay the same.
Yeah. There's power in that because, that is personal change coming into play with your own lived experiences. But what you're saying is that you took the fear and turned it into a strength because you have an amazing story to tell. So it's really interesting to hear, and I didn't know this about you either, to hear that you were afraid of public speaking. Because as you said, by being able to find your voice, you wrote the book, you did the TEDx, you're still going, you're on TV, you're championing people, you're championing others. So,
Yeah.
I have to ask, with personal change, how does that come into play with your own leadership style? Because now you're leading others.
Yes. I realized that regardless of where you are, and it's about meeting people where they are,
Yeah.
right? Regardless of where people are, meeting them where they are, and having an empathy
Hmm.
to understand how to bring someone up. And as a leader, the most important lesson that I feel like I have learned is that when you rise, it's not about throwing down the ladder so that
Mm.
others can't climb. It's about reaching your hand and bringing up the next behind you
Yeah.
and doing that on repeat, rinse and repeat constantly. There's so many leaders out there that suffer from lack of confidence, insecurity. And I truly believe that this is one of the reasons why we have toxic workplaces, why we have so many people leaving corporate and starting their own careers and their own businesses. There's a level of insecurity and at the top that doesn't have to be there. As a leader, as a person of integrity, my goal at the end of the day is to simply leave a trail of plus signs behind me. If I have done that, I've
Mm.
succeeded. And when you
Of course.
measure your success by the positive impact you create as a leader,
Mm.
then the ripple effect will continue to grow. And we don't know how far that's going to go and the impact that it can create, but it will. It's
Yeah.
inevitable. It's
Yeah. It's
inevitable.
true.
So it's all about increasing the lives of others.
Well, that's interesting because, a lot of leaders, when you ask them the question, what's the legacy you want to leave behind? And you get a varied array of answers. I want to do this project or that project. I want to be known for hitting, 2 billion in sales, or, I want to say that I built that building, etc. Very few will say with true authenticity and mean it that they want to be measured by the people's lives that they affect, right? And that's what I see. I do know you, and I know this to be true of you. And it's nice to hear you articulate it as well, that we should be measuring ourselves by how many people we promote up and lift up and how we champion them. Because that's where your true legacy is dominoed out, right? When others, we talked about the funeral effect. Are you going to be there with two people?
Yes,
Or is it people all over the world actually remembered you because they remembered the impact you left? And that,
absolutely.
and that's harder, isn't it? That's so hard. You talked a little
Yeah.
bit about confidence, finding your confidence. Now, you've got a book out, the GRASP Framework. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. It's the 5 steps that I use to transform my life and go from that scared,
Uh-huh.
unsure person, lack of self belief, to ever growing in confidence and leadership. And
Hmm.
the GRASP method is GRASP. It
Yeah.
stands for gratitude, responsibility, action, sight, and purpose. And
Excellent.
yeah, and for me, it was growing that foundation of gratitude.
Hmm.
There was a point in time I felt like a victim. I felt like life was happening to me. I felt like, why is this person doing this or that and this and that? And I don't remember before a certain point having true joy in my life, having true gratitude in my life. And I had heard about gratitude. Of course, we all have, but it's nothing. I more thought of it as, oh, that's like a buzzword or
Yeah.
some fluffy thing.
I'm supposed to
And
say thanks. Yeah.
yeah, I'm supposed to say thanks. What good does that do, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't really mean it,
And
but thanks and
yes,
in the
that's
conversation.
right. That's right. And I read a book, and it was called The Science of Getting Rich. It was published in 1910.
Oh, wow.
And it's an oldie but a goodie, one of those, right?
Hmm.
And as I was reading the book, I came to chapter 7, and it was about gratitude. And the way he phrased it, maybe it was my mindset, maybe it was just the divine timing of all of it. It hit me like a ton of bricks. And once I started applying gratitude in my life, I realized that gratitude is actually not chapter 7, it's chapter 1.
Yeah, it has to come first.
It has to come first because that was the catalyst to change everything in my life.
And you skyrocketed. I watched you very quickly. And I know through your book and through your talks that gratitude is something you always come home to. So,
Always.
and how are you making that first?
Mm. When you shift to a gratitude mindset, it does change your brain. So, this is something that's been proven with science. It does change your neuroplasticity of your brain, it changes your brain chemistry as well. Gratitude changed me in the sense that, a lot of people may relate to this on a subconscious or conscious level. Maybe you wake up and your first thought is, what do I get today? Or who can give me something today? Or what sale can I make from someone
Yeah.
out there? Or who can I get from?
Yeah. What do I
What,
want?
what do I
Yeah.
want?
Yeah.
Me, I.
Yeah.
When you shift and when you actually develop a relationship with gratitude, it changes you from that mindset, the me, I, the get, to
Hmm.
the who can I give to today? Who do I
Interesting.
get to give to today?
Yeah.
And that's when you start to leave the trail of plus signs behind you because you no longer are self centered, are concerned with yourself, and you're
Hmm.
concerned with adding so much value out there that you
Hmm.
become magnetism
Yeah.
itself.
Hmm. I'm
It's
smiling because
truly,
yeah, I completely identify this as if I think back into our sales processes that we've been working over the last few years with the Consalia Sales Business School, there's a similarity. They haven't articulated as well as you've done, but there's an authenticity in their sales mindset that says it can't always be about you as the supplier. It has to be about them. And in your sales methodology, it has to be about what are their wants, what are their needs, and do you actually, can you provide value to them today? Or are you going to be a detractor and a destruction of their day, an interruption of their day and their session? And I thought that was so interesting because as I relate it to what you're teaching us, if you live in a gratitude first mindset, you can actually apply that into the sales methodology or into any way of life as well too. But particularly for the salespeople, how can I help them? How can I contribute to them? How can I make their day or their week or their quota or their mission, etc.? And that truly can be applied to anybody, can't it?
absolutely. When you become obsessed with the value you provide to others, you become indispensable,
Hmm. That's true.
right?
And people
You
don't
become
realize that it comes
indispensable.
back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Always.
Wow. Gosh, you're brilliant.
Always.
I knew there was a reason why I liked you. Well, let me also task, here on the show, we talk about personal change, we talk about coaching, we talk about leadership, and you've hit all of this throughout your careers and your TED Talks and your books as well too. But let me just ask you, what would you say the importance of these elements, personal change, coaching, and leadership, is beyond just work?
It's life,
Tell me about
right?
that.
It's life. We're never, we never stop growing. We never stop evolving. And again, the second you do is the second you decline.
Yeah,
Leadership, the simplest definition I have is leave everything better than the way you found it. Whether
sure.
it's your environment, if you're going into a restroom and there's a piece of paper on the floor, pick it up and put it in the receptacle.
Doesn't
If
hurt.
it's a if
Exactly.
it's a person you're talking to and they, maybe they seem a little down. You know what? Anything could have happened to that person that day.
Yeah,
Go the extra mile and reach out to them in kindness and talk to that person on a one-on-one human level. Watch
yeah,
the transformation happen again. Maybe nobody has done that for them.
that's so true.
And on a coaching level, everybody can benefit from a coach. Everybody can benefit from continuous coaching themselves, from continuous education and learning. There's not a day that I am comfortable because
Hmm.
I want to continuously learn and evolve as a human being.
Yeah,
And again, the moment we stop, the moment we say, okay, I'm at this point, is the moment we start to decline.
yeah. You're so right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
so
so
right.
empowering. Even this morning, I was having a conversation with an executive coach. I'm an executive coach myself, fully accredited, yada yada, a doctor in sales transformation and leadership. But yet, I too can benefit from having a professional coach, somebody
Mm-hmm.
that you can actually have a safe,
Mm,
conscious, unbiased conversation to get things out for ideation, etc. The skill set of coaching is so empowering. And I love how you've articulated it, all the way till the day we die, we are learning. So therefore, have the adventure of a coach if you can get one. If not, have a friend ask you coaching open types of questions so that it helps you to transfer ownership, but also to facilitate that learning and the ideation and that non-judgmental conversation, right? Yeah. So,
yes,
wow. Well,
absolutely.
listen, you are just a breath of fresh air. I'm so excited for all you're doing. Before I ask you my final question, which I always ask of everybody for the day, I do want, can you just share with us and our listeners, what are some great things that you've got coming down the road? Because I think you've got some big events coming too. I'd love for our people to start following you. Do you feel
Oh, I
comfortable
love
sharing?
that. I'm working on my third book. I'm never going to stop writing. I decided that.
What's it about?
Why stop, right?
Yeah.
So, this next book is about stepping into your calling with confidence. I think there's
Mm,
a lot of people out there right now who know they have a bigger purpose for themselves. They know that something inside of them is burning, right?
yeah.
And it's a spark, it's a flame. There's something they can't quite stop thinking about.
Hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. It's that spark and flame inside of you that wakes you up, but you don't quite know what to do with it. And maybe you're in a position right now where you're not sure how to take that next step, right?
Yeah.
This book is going to be a guidebook to help you go from I have a calling, I have a spark, I don't know what to do with it. How do I step into it with confidence, authenticity, and again, that self leadership so
Yeah.
that you can go into it with purpose and amplification and help others and create impact?
So timely because my gosh, and we talked about it just a little bit earlier about how many people have great ideas but don't have the courage to change or the
Yeah,
courage to take that risk or the confidence, to your point, to actually stand up and stand true for themselves. And how many, this is something that I'm looking at exploring more on the show and in our work. How many people are in dead-end jobs that no longer find their purpose? They're married to the corporate handcuffs, I like to call it. So
yeah,
you got a job, it's a good job, it pays the bills, etc. You're there forever. You turn the page and it's been 10, 20, 30 years, but you don't have the confidence to go out on your own or to live in your stand in your truth, right? To do something. So I think there's a lot we can learn from you, from your current books to this new methodology and approach of how to actually do that. That's needed. That's very needed to help people find the confidence to stand up and live the life that they truly want.
that's
Wow.
right.
When's it coming out?
Well, I'm still working on it. So
No.
I'm not sure yet. It's to be determined, but 2026 Q1 for sure.
Good. I know you because you're very determined. So if it's gonna, I was waiting. It's gonna be 26. I know it.
It will. It will be.
Wow, this is amazing. Well, listen, it's been a joy to have you. The same question we ask every one of our guests is, what is one thing of advice you'd like to give out to people about change, coaching, leadership, or just life? Your words,
If someone else has done it, you can do it too. And
right?
if no matter what your goal is, if it has been accomplished, it's accomplishable.
Mhm.
Period. There is not anything more special about somebody else than you. And I believe that when we are fully aligned with our purposes, why we are created, what our calling is, you'll find it gets easier and easier and easier to accomplish your goals because the road is a lot less narrow. It
Yeah,
only seems impossible when we're competing against other people in a path that doesn't belong to us anyway.
yeah,
But
so
when
true.
you're fully aligned with your own path, with your own calling, you'll find the road is incredibly narrow and it feels like you're pressing an elevator button. That's the difference. The difference is taking the stairs to
Yeah,
pressing a button. And it
yeah.
really is that shift and change when you align with your calling. And again, if someone else has done it, there's nothing stopping you unless it's yourself.
So true. Powerful words. Tara, thank you so much for being on the show today. There's nothing impossible. And if somebody else has already done it, then you can do it and you can do it even better as well, too. You just need to find
That's
that
right.
confidence, which that book is coming. Learn the GRASP model as well, too, which that book is out. And go follow Tara on her TED Talk because she'll help you to find your confidence and to put all of these practices into play. Well, Tara, this is wonderful. To learn more about Tara or to connect with her, follow along on LinkedIn and business links as well that I will provide below in this episode. So you can follow her along on LinkedIn, but also on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. as her podcast is available on all major podcast networks. I was so excited to be on one of her shows at one time. I couldn't wait to repay the favor and have her on ours. Tara, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so
A
much.
super fan of your work, super excited for all the great joys and what you're doing. And well, you truly are elevating people and lifting up. And I hope all of our listeners will follow you. So, any last words?
My last words are I believe in you.
Aw,
You can do it.
thank you. I hope that was for me.
It
Or
was for everybody.
is that for everybody? Because I took that personally. I was like, I could see your face, but that's
I
wonderful.
love you, Grant. I believe in you.
Thank, I felt that. I was like, thank you. Well, she believes in all of you too as our listeners. So thank you so much. Tara, take care. We can't wait to have you back on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us here on the Scared So What podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Grant Van Ulbrich. If you found any of this information insightful, well, give us a like and follow along. Make sure that you tune in each week for more episodes as we talk further about what is personal change, how do you manage it with Scared So what about coaching, and also leadership, and how all three of these tie together. If you'd like to learn more, then go to our website at www.scaredsowhat.com. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope that you come back soon.